Hey, people of YouTube, how y'all doing again? It's me, Tall and Lighterfee. Figured I want to go ahead and do another video. It's been a lot of stuff that's been going on, in the, as they call it, YouTube streets regarding issues with money and donations and this, that, and the other. And I was like, wow, I thought it was very interesting. So I began to watch a couple of videos, here and there. And there's like a lot of stuff that's going on, with folks telling other folks on how they're supposed to spend their money and all this other type of stuff. And I think it's all kind of funny, to be, truly honest. But, it just one of those things that, you just never, it's like one of those things where it's like a train wreck, how it's going to end and you would hope for a better outcome, but you just can't help but watch, and see the downfall and everything, For those that don't remember me, I actually published a video maybe about, I would say maybe 3 years ago, something like that, regarding the observations and everything that I would see regarding a certain YouTuber, And basically, I guess the video that was done, it actually garnered a lot of views. Like I say, I'm the type of person that I don't really care about views. My thing is all about getting the information out there and being totally transparent, and honest, and fair. You know what I mean? I'm not the type of person that base my worth or someone else's worth, or whatever the case may be, by the number of subscribers, because I believe that subscribers, to me, is good to have, but basically, they're not reliable, meaning that they come and go, and basically, you just have to remain constant. You know what I mean? But anyway, I was just sitting back and just observing and taking everything in and just trying to figure out, what's going on. Why is there such a need or a push, for donations, even though you have a job? And basically, even though the job, is a bit problematic, I guess, as the person actually constantly posts, about the issues that they're having with, as they will call it, quote unquote, trap queen, and basically, the issues and the adventures of trying to get this person fired, this, that, and the other. But anyway, I wanted to actually gather my thoughts, and really come to YouTube to publish this video. And I'm pretty sure that this video was actually a long time coming. I actually planned it on doing another video, but I just didn't know when it was going to be, because my thing is that these days with certain people, they feel, that they're being attacked once you publish a video about them that is honest, and clear and concise. And my thing is that I don't believe in attacking folks on YouTube. I thoroughly believe that you have to allow people to be who they are. Let them be who they are. Because one thing that I believe is that folks say a whole lot of things, but actions is one of the main things that I look at. And basically, as they say, your actions will snitch on you. Meaning that, you can say one thing, that you're a woman of God, this, that, and the other, but your actions are going to actually tell folks what you truly are, even though you want to classify other people as heathens and demons. I don't really know where to start or end with this video. I mean, just like the other video that I published, it's all over the place, I guess, and I really don't know where to start, but I guess I have to start somewhere. So let's just do just that. Since the last video that I posted, which again was over 3 years ago, regarding her, and I'll just leave it at that, she was, I guess, going through it still with people or whatever the case may be. And basically it got to the point where it actually ran her off of her platform, where she had to actually, get a new channel. Now, like I say, with that, it's not my intentions to actually run anybody off of YouTube. YouTube is a very large platform pretty much for anybody to enjoy and do whatever they want. I mean, creating your brand, making a name for yourself, and actually, helping people. And I'm going to get into that in just a little bit, because she claims that she's going to be starting a platform real soon where she's going to be offering counseling and advice, and get this, at $100 an hour, for those who actually want to seek her advice. And God help us for those that really want to take anything that this woman says seriously, but we'll talk about that later. But my main focus on this video is how in the world can a troubled mind give, sound advice on anything? That's what I want to know. I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I'm not saying that I got it all together, because, again, I'm still a work in progress, as we all are, because, again, we're still living and breathing in the flesh, so that lets us know that there's still improvement that needs to be done. But my main focus is that you can't come on here as if you got everything together and at the same breath, saying that you are a woman of God, and also in the same breath, you criticize anything that comes your way that may be of help to you. Now, I believe in, tough love. I do. I had to give it. And of course, I'm a receiver of it. And even though it is not pleasant to be on the receiving end, it helps more than it actually hurts, to be honest with you. Because, again, constructive criticism is basically one of those types of things where, you are actually trying to offer love and actually helping the person to realize and see things that is just not seen by that one person, but pretty much that can be seen by a lot of other people. And again, I know it's not about what other people think and everything like that, but, you can't deny what you see when a lot of other people are seeing the exact same thing. Again, since the last video, and again, I don't want to bring up the past, but I do like to actually, bring things current, so we can actually see where we're going. She's been through a lot, with that roommate that she called an orangutan. You remember that guy? Basically she picked him up at the bus station, and there was quite an adventure there, and oh, Lord have mercy, we're getting ready to go down memory lane, I guess. She had an issue with him, I guess, wanting to keep following her everywhere she went. And she would get on, YouTube and post many videos about this dude, about how, he looks, and of course, the main thing she talks about when it comes to men is the thing between their legs, because, again, that's pretty much where her interest lies, despite the fact that she claimed that she's born again, and that she doesn't do those things anymore, which I beg to differ, because if you hear some of the things, again, that comes out of her mouth in her videos regarding men, you would see what I'm talking about. But with this particular dude, she, roomed in a house with him, and basically, she, I guess, got to the point where she got disgusted with him, I guess, because of the fact that, oh Lord, that he went and told another person that she knows about their little intimate tryst, I guess, if you want to call it, that they had, I guess, one night, where I guess she felt, I guess, a little frisky and invited him to her woohoo. And basically, they, I guess, did whatever they did. And basically, it's not a secret because, again, it was all over the internet. So it's not something that I'm actually hacking into her account to tell, because she pretty much openly discussed this type of thing on YouTube and published videos about. See, my main thing about her is that she gets mad when people comments on things and talks about things. But the issue is that my thing is that with common sense, if you don't want somebody to talk about something, don't bring it up. That's my main thing. Because, again, I'm not the only one that takes notes on these things, okay? She does, a whole bunch of people, and it's not on here to bring up someone's past to make them feel bad, but it's just the fact that you can't help but actually dig into the past, because this woman feels as if she is on top of the world and sitting on some sort of pedestal where she can actually talk about and degrade other people. So one would feel compelled to go back and research to see, okay, since you're saying that you're this, that, and the other, okay, let's go back and see what's going on with you, since you claim that you're this, that, and the other, and that other people are heathens, and you're pretty much an angel of God, okay? But with that particular situation, I mean, I grew tired of it. I mean, because basically, it started off comical. I would have to say it would be many nights that I would sit up and get that free entertainment. I'm just being honest. I would sometimes laugh myself to sleep, listening to her and her rants. And the thing about it is that you can't take her seriously. I tried to, and I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. And I will still say, even in the last video, I will still say from the last video that she does say some things that kind of sort of make sense, but she always, it always comes back to, her overshadowing that previous statement with something silly, so that's the reason why, I take bits and pieces of what she says and pretty much put things together to figure out what's the real deal, because again, you really can't believe everything she says because she's a walking contradiction. But, with that dude, she, I guess, got away from him, I guess, because of I don't know. She she must have got tired of him stalking her and this, that, and the other. And like I say, in that particular video, again, garnered, I guess, a lot of views from her subscribers. And the funny thing about it is that I still can't understand and believe why subscribers was actually, I guess, how can I put this? They would actually, entertain her through that mess. You know what I mean? Good and well, you're a married woman, or so you said, at least at the time, even though you said yourself that you weren't doing anything with your husband, you still fooled around. I mean, we're human. We get urges. I understand that. Nobody is above the urge. Okay, I'll put it that way. But you do all of these type of things, and then when you get into a spiritual mode, as you put it, or not as you put it, but as you feel, then you want to talk about the Bible and this, that, and the other, and God and stuff. And the thing about it, you're still misquoting scriptures, So I don't say nothing. I just just kept taking notes or whatever the case may be. Sitting up there just putting a mental thumbtack, to kind of go back and visit later to see what's really going on, but. I really don't expect much. That's why whenever she rants and raves and then wants to get all what she calls serious and quote scriptures, I laugh because most of the time they're not actually, she's not even really deciphering them the correct way, and that she's only putting her own understanding into it and how she feels. And again, the Bible tells us to lean not to our own understanding, and it tells us to acknowledge God in all of our ways. Now, there are sometimes we get off the right road, if you will, and want to do things our way, which we would call self-will. And basically, she is the queen of self-will. She does what she does, and then when she gets called on the carpet, of course, she's going to give you a good cursing out. And then in the same breath, she wants to call herself a woman of God. And then she goes back to, whatever it is that she's doing. That's just her style. And like I said, you can't change anybody. And I know I'm certainly not trying to change nobody. I just sit back and laugh and really learn a whole lot on people. And see, one thing that I've learned, especially when I started watching her videos, and again, I've been a long time viewer of her videos, not because of the fact that I really could learn something from her. It's just the fact that I just cannot believe that there's just some people that act just that silly. But I learned a lot from her on the type of person on how not to be. And the thing about it is that not only from a human standpoint, but for the females that watch her, you girls, you ladies, I'm sorry, doesn't mean to disrespect you. You ladies need to take note and understand what's going on here. And the thing about it is that, in that previous video that I did with her or to her or about her, I would say some years ago, I actually went in and called it, a dysfunctional person. And again, that still holds true. I know I'm not a medical professional. I'm not trying to be, and I know YouTube is getting very political as far as folks saying things and trying to diagnose people, but that's the only word that I can come up with. I'm not a doctor. Like I say, I'm not a dummy either, but I do know some things about dysfunction, and how it actually manifests itself in people. And of course, the signs and the symptoms, and basically she fits that case, just to the T. But moving along from all of that type of stuff, she again, continue to post videos and everything. And for the most part, it's like there's a whole bunch of stuff that she posts, and then again, people would comment and they would point out inconsistencies or stuff that just don't make sense. And she gets very offended. It's as if she is wanting to bully people's opinions. Not only does she wants to bully their money, but she also wants to bully their opinions too. It's as if she wants everything that she does to be right, and that when people call her out on things, to let her see, hey, that's not right and stuff, she gets very offended. And those type of people are, I would say that they are beyond help. When you get to the point where nobody can tell you anything and that you are right in your own eyes, the only thing you can do is sit back and watch destruction. As I said in the previous video that I did, she is a sinking ship. That still applies. And see, one thing about it is that it's one of those issues where you can't turn away. I mean, even though pretty much what the end is going to be if they don't change their life, you can't help but watch. And the thing about it is that I don't think I would call it an obsession. I just think that it's something that is educational. And I guess, and that is the perfect word to describe situations such as this. Educational to the fact that it shows you about people. See, one thing that we have to understand about this particular person, she's very educational as far as the content that she delivers, not for the fact that you actually agree or actually rock with what she's saying. It's just that the things and the situations that she puts herself in, you can learn a lot from that. Every time you turn around, like I said, you say one thing and then you turn around and contradict it by saying something totally opposite of what you just said. So how am I supposed to actually comprehend that? The only thing I can say is that you have to really take her with a grain of salt. Very much so. And what really got me is that, she finally was able to get away from this dude, I guess. I guess she hooked up with some sort of staffing agency. I don't know, where she was able to get a job, finally get on her feet, get a job, after, of course, being unemployed, living in a rooming house or wherever the case may be, where she, would live with these people and always, would have a lot of stories to tell. And I will say this too. She is a great storyteller. I will give her that too. She's a great storyteller, a great actress. Very, very, great actress. I'll give her that. I wouldn't give her any awards for it, but like I say, she wants to provide it for free. Why not? I'll sit down and look at it. But, she moves from place to place. Everywhere she goes, as mentioned in the last video that I did, there's problems with other people. Never with her, but with other people. I think she mentioned one time recently one time in one of her recent videos that one of her friends told her, and I was amazed that she even actually admit this on camera. She said that her friend told her, "You talk too much." And when she said that on camera, I had to immediately stop and pause the video. I had to sit there. I had to think a little bit. And I said, oh my God, are we starting to turn a page here where we're actually starting to really see what other people have been seeing for quite some time? And she's getting ready to admit to it that this person who told her this is actually right. But she said, that her friend told her that you talk entirely too much. And I guess that was actually due to the fact that she actually issued a complaint to, I guess, the security or the police people or whatever at the current place that she's staying, because she felt, they was, I guess, smoking marijuana or something, to the fact that she could smell it through her bedroom walls or whatever the case may be. And she went to report them, but it just goes to show you is that you can't be right in everything. The thing about it is that everybody can't be bad people. And I am the firm believer that there is some good in everybody, even though with some people you have to dig down a little more than you do with others. But it's a sad thing when you actually meet people and automatically look for the bad in people. I mean, this is real talk now. Okay, I'm not playing any games here. And the thing about it is that my Bible tells me that whatever you look for, you're going to find. Okay? The Bible tells us to seek and ye shall find. Now, I believe that it goes both ways. Whatever you look for, that's what you're going to find. Because the fact about it is that you already believe that that's the case, so you're not going to stop until you find whatever it is that you're looking for. And see, with her, she doesn't want to see the good in people. And if there is good there, she always likes to pretend that, hey, oh, it's not a big deal. They're pretending and this, that, and the other. When you are hell bent on actually seeing the negative, that's all that you're going to experience. And you cannot blame anyone but yourself for that. Because that is, of course, what you're looking for. And just the opposite. When you're looking for good, that's what you're going to find in people. You know, everybody is not a demon or a heathen, as she calls them. And every time, you know, she runs into people who does not fit her high standards, as if she is actually living the GQ lifestyle, certainly don't have the looks for it. I'm just only being real. She wants to dehumanize them and make them feel like they're the lowest thing on earth. But newsflash, young lady, you're living in a world where you have to share. You have to share the environment. You have to share the places that you work. You have to share the places where you entertain. And the thing about it is that you're not going to always run into people who are, as you want to put it, like you. And the thing about it, again, is that you're living in la la land because you think that you're above the clouds and everybody can't reach you. So I want to know, please let me know and let the others in the YouTube community know what God told you that you got it all together. This is very interesting. And again, I like to keep things classy. But the thing about it is that by keeping it classy, again, you know, they'll find insult. And of course, they'll want to go run to the courts and say this, that, and the other. You know, it's too easy. You're very predictable. You're very predictable. Every time you turn around, you got a lawsuit somewhere going with someone. And I'm pretty sure that you tried to get YouTube to take down that video that I did of you 3 years ago. Maybe it was 3 years ago. I don't know. Maybe it was a little less than that. But you all know the video. If not, you know, you can find it on my channel. It has her picture on there, so it's not hard to find. But the fact is that you can criticize and go in on everybody else. But yet still, when the folks turn around and go equally as hard on you, you want to publish and do video after video after video, and then you want to, claim as if you're being treated unfairly. And again, you run to YouTube, I guess, to try to get some sort of legal issue going on in hopes of actually getting either the video taken down or actually summoning them into court. And I'm pretty sure, you tried to do that with my video. And the thing about it, again, is that, I had to sit back and think about this thing because, again, the video in and of itself, it was not an attack on you per se. Or I should say it wasn't an attack on her. It was just a general observation. And from that video came a whole lot of hoopla, basically with folks who actually were starting to see the same thing that I saw. Now, see, my main thing, again, for doing that video had nothing to do with me actually wanting to gain subscribers, wanting people to jump on my bandwagon. That was not the case. Even though in some cases it were, you had some of your longtime subscribers actually end up coming on my page and actually siding with me. And again, I wasn't looking for that. That wasn't my purpose for doing the video. And basically, it actually ended up spawning off another video that you did where it was a long video where you were talking about donations. And you were talking about some of the things, you were talking about the same things in that video that you were talking about recently about, people, why are people worried about what people or other people are doing, as far as giving you money? And I'm going to be the first to say this, and I want to set the record straight. I really don't care about what people do with their hard-earned money, okay? Folks, go out there, work hard, and the thing about it is that you should be at free will, and you have the right to give your money to whomever you want. And basically, and they can do with the money whatever they wish. I don't care. My main thing is that I just could not believe the fact that folks would actually donate money to someone who actually, I guess, claimed that they got it together. I don't know. As far as what folks do with their money, that's their business again. But I just couldn't believe the fact that you actually had people that would actually give you money. And the thing about it is that shows just the gullibility of people these days. It doesn't take much to actually fool people, And some people, again, they can see the evidence in their face of issues and problems. But like I say, they'll still give. Nothing against that. God bless them. I know with me, I work too hard for my money, and I'm not going to give it to anybody as far as that. I can use that for more productive things like paying my bills and, and keeping a roof over my head and gas in my car, because she does not support me. And the thing about it is that why in the world would I give money to someone when I can get entertainment from them for free? All I need to do is just, keep an internet connection, log on to YouTube and look at another video, because she's going to keep posting video after video after video, I guess, I don't know, to keep the money coming in. I don't know. And again, I'm pretty sure that once this video gets around and, and somebody, one of her subscribers will probably share the video, she'll view it and she'll try to insult me like she did, because again, she's too predictable. I know this. That's why I really don't care. But I figured that I wanted to do this video because I felt that, it's just so much going on, a lot of heavy stuff going on, and basically a lot of manipulation going on. And I think that I feel that we need to talk about it, and we need to talk about it in an open and honest manner, leaving out all of the insults. I remember one time she called me and she called me a lady man. I don't take offense to that. Because the thing about it, like I say, we all have different looks. We all are not the same. We all can't be perfect like her. So if she wants to call me a lady man, hey, knock yourself out. Because I've learned that when you experience people, see, here's this thing again, this wisdom coming in again. You can't be afraid to experience people. You can't go around in life being soft. That's one of the main things that I always try to tell people, even, away from cyberspace, away from YouTube. You cannot be afraid to experience people. People will teach you a whole lot about life. And see, when I was young, I used to be naive. I used to believe a whole lot of stuff. My feelings, I used to wear my heart on my sleeve. Anytime somebody would tell me something that I didn't agree with or whatever, it would hurt my feelings. But I thank God that through, again, I went off into the military, served, a beautiful time in the military, re-enlisted. I mean, and like I say, I, served in the Marine Corps. Believe it or not, yes, I am a Marine veteran, and trust me, I needed that experience to toughen me up. And trust me, I ran across a whole lot of people that have the same characteristics just like her. And the thing about it is that it wasn't a pleasant experience because, again, I had to work in an office with them. But looking back on it, I actually needed that experience because, again, I needed to toughen up. I needed to grow a thick skin. And that's why I'm able to look at the stuff that she posts and I can say what I say with her about her and not even really think much of it afterwards. Because one thing about it is that when I speak my truth, that's all I have. I don't have nothing else. All I can speak is from what I see. And the funny thing about it is that it's not about what I see. It's about what other folks see too. Everything that I said in my videos from that one that I did 3 years ago to include this one, you can't deny it. You can't deny it at all. You can't. I mean, you will have people that will actually go in and try to find some inconsistency, but I trust and believe you won't find any. You want to know why? Because she always puts her business out there on YouTube. And you know what? People are going to comment on that. So basically, as I stated in that other video, people are taking notes. And what you post, people are going to actually talk about it. So you cannot get angry when folks bring stuff up, because again, if you don't want them to talk about it, then you shouldn't put it in a video. I just hate the culture that we actually live in today, where folks just want to be seen. They want to be seen, basically, and I'm going to put that out there. They want to be seen, they want to be heard, and basically, I guess by being seen and heard, they want to classify themselves as somebody. And I'm trying to tell you, with some folks, this YouTube platform, they really think that they can take on the whole world. And basically it leads to these traits of narcissism, thinking that you are better and that you got your stuff together, when folks can clearly see, just by looking at your video, regardless of what environment you're in, they can clearly see a train wreck that's about to happen. And the sad part about it is that you can't really maintain decent relationships with anybody, because everybody who you meet, you're always quarreling with them. You always are arguing with them. So basically, it can't be other people all the time. That's what I'm trying to get folks to understand. Open up your eyes and see what's going on. If you have nothing but turmoil and disgrace and disregard and everything and all that stuff residing inside you, regardless of the environment that you're in, you will never find peace with other people. It doesn't matter if you're living in the ghetto or whatever the case may be. If you are a decent person inside, you will be able to maintain decent relationships, even with people who do drugs or who are trap queens or whatever the case may be. You will be able to find a common ground to get along with them. That's not to say that you have to do the same things that they do. But at some point, you will find peace. But with this woman, everybody who she meets, she disagrees with. And the thing about it is that it's always the other person's fault. She never does anything on her own. It's always of what somebody else has done to her. Folks, open up your eyes and see. That's all I'm trying to get you to see. Open up your eyes and see what's really going on. Because there's a lot of stuff that's going on. And the thing about it is that even though she may ramble a whole lot in videos and post video after video after video, multiple videos in one day, there's some things that she just will not, even though she said that she's open and transparent, there are still some things that she is still not really telling. I am not a dummy. I am far from it. They can say whatever they want. I can see, and I'm a good judge of people. Even she says, I guess, that she is too, but I guess what? I'm a better judger, because I can see there are some things that she really does not want to talk about. Out of the many things that she said, that she says, that she's an open book. And to some degree, yes, she is. Because again, there are some things that she talks about herself that, I know I wouldn't. But there's just some things that I feel that she does not want other folks to know. And I'm just going to leave it at that. But, it can't be, other people that's the problem, when every relationship that you go into, whether it be a friendship or a possible quote unquote relationship, where you're always quarreling and arguing with somebody. And then the funny thing about it is that, again, you talk about, she talks about her boss, it's at her current job and situations like that. I mean, I have to wonder sometimes, do these people even know that she has a YouTube video or a YouTube channel? One thing about it, again, is that I'm learning that I'm so grateful that I don't have, quote unquote, a whole lot of friends. I've always been that way. So, me not having a whole bunch of friends, that is not something that bothers me. That is not something that I really care about. I do have people now. Let's get this right. I do have people, quite a few people that, that I talk to, on a day-to-day basis away from YouTube. And see, that's what brings me to another point. You have to disconnect from this platform sometimes and just decompress and experience life outside of YouTube. See, you can tell a lot about a person and how lonely they are, because every time you see them, they're always posting videos. Now, I'm not saying that, that it's bad to post videos on YouTube, but sometimes YouTube will wear you out, where you have to really say, what, let me get away from this computer screen and actually, live my life for a little bit. because posting video after video after video after video, I'm pretty sure that it can wear you out sometime, to the point where you have to say, you know what, I need to take a break from this. But when you have somebody that is actually lonely, even though she says she's not, I can promise you she is. She really doesn't have anyone to, quote unquote, talk to on a day-to-day basis as a standard friend. The next thing you're going to look for is, companionship elsewhere, because again, you're in a needy position. You're wanting to actually feel loved. And see, that's the thing. And I'm not a psychologist, but again, you cannot deny what you see. She wants to be loved. And the sad part about it is that you'll go through any lengths possible, whether it is to constantly look in between a man's legs, which of course she does, whether it be to lust after every police officer in the city where she lives, which of course we know is Memphis, whether it be, to just find any other outlet to see if she can get into. I mean, the evidence is there. You're not as confident as you say you are. And I think I mentioned that in a previous video. And the thing about it again is that when folks tell you these things, and they mean you well when they tell you this, it doesn't matter. You look at it as an insult, and you want to look at it as a put down. So now what you're going to do again is go run to the courts, file paperwork, only to be disappointed. And see, one thing about this, like I say, I don't tell everybody what resources I have on my end, but you best believe I do have some too. So, you could take that for what it's worth. But the issue is that, again, everybody can't be against you. Everybody can't be in the wrong. When you put yourself out there and present yourself a certain way, that's how people are going to view you. And they're going to treat you in like kind. And see, one thing about it is that's why I'm careful. That's why I don't do much as far as a whole lot of videos these days from time. I mean, I may do a video here and there, like I say. And again, I'll be quick to say, I know my videos don't get nowhere near as much views as hers. And again, I am grateful for that, because that means I don't have to put up with as much drama. I'm a drama-free person. Well, I can't say drama-free, but, there are some stresses that comes with, of course, everyday living that we need in order to, maintain. But I don't do things to bring on unnecessary stress. And again, there's a price to pay for everything that we do. And when you're posting videos, you best believe there's going to be some people that actually can see through the smoke screen, and they're going to tell you exactly what the real deal is. And that's her issue that she's facing right now, which brings us to the issue with this channel that she is wanting to create, where she, again, is going to be offering, counseling and advice on certain things. And she's going to be charging $10. Well, no, not 10, but $100 an hour. And I said, wait a minute. I said, I must be hearing this wrong. I had to go back and actually rewind the video and listen to it again. And basically, yeah, that's what she said. $100 an hour for advice. Now, like I said, people can do whatever they want with their money. And again, this is what we would call stimulus season. Folks are getting that stimulus money. And again, with that, she tried to bully someone with their stimulus money into giving her a donation. Yes, she did. And I don't care. I'm just only, again, letting you know and letting you see everything that not only did I see, but other folks can see as well. But the issue is that, you are trying to make somebody feel ashamed if they don't give you any of their money. Folks really need to, I just cannot believe the fact that you got some people that are just that dumb that is going to actually give money to someone that has nothing to offer as far as, aside the fact of just being pitiful. Now, you got a job, and I'm pretty sure, again, and I'm not trying to get into her business, but again, when you put your business out there, then that gives the right for other people to get involved too. So I guess you can take that for what it's worth. But the fact is that you want people to keep donating money to you. And the fact about it, again, with this, you did a video not long ago, a recent video where you had a subscriber who you actually was trying to convince them to give you some of their stimulus money. And, maybe they did, maybe they didn't. I don't care, but hey, that's on them. But the issue is the backlash that you get from these donations. And the thing about it, again, as I stated before, there's always a price to pay. So basically now with this issue with people wanting to know what you're doing with the money, now to an extent, I can agree with you, I can agree with her, I should say, that, okay, if you give the money to me, I can be free to do whatever I want with it. Yes, I agree. And I don't have any problems with saying that I agree with her on some things. I mean, like I said before at the beginning of the video, she does say some things that, that I can rock with, but again, when you keep listening to her, she's going to always say something stupid behind it. And lo and behold, yes, she does. But, I guess she had some people that was giving her a hard time because, again, with her eating habits and everything else that she has, every time you see her in a video, she's always pulling up at a fast food restaurant, wanting to order some food, I guess, and somebody even brought up the fact that, hey, does this woman even know how to cook? I mean, hey, maybe she does, maybe she don't. I mean, but I know one thing. I know with me, I have a job as well. Thank God for, having a job. I'm learning to try to eat a lot healthier these days. I'm not saying that I'm there yet. And like I said, I'm not nowhere near as, big as her. But like I say, I am healthy. Like I say, but I still want to actually eat foods that my body agree with, because as you know, as you get older, there's just some things that your body tends to reject. And like I say, I know with me, a lot of greasy foods, my body can't handle that anymore, and yeah, it's a bummer and it sucks because I used to I still eat Church's Chicken, Popeyes and all this other type of stuff, but I just cannot eat nowhere as near as much as I used to. And if I even try, my body will let me know because I will be as sick as a dog because of all of that grease. And the funny thing about it is that I can even eat maybe a standard 2-piece chicken dinner from maybe a Popeyes or a Church's. And even after that, I start feeling a certain way. So I know that, hey, okay, that's just God telling me that, okay, now I need to start changing my eating habits and eat a little more healthier these days. Now, I will say this. I still from time to time go and get those late night nuggets from McDonald's. Yes, I do. I may even slip into a Popeyes every now and then and get that chicken sandwich. Yes, I do. And I may even go by, KFC and get some of their, try some of their stuff, But like I say, I'm being more reasonable and smart about it, because again, I want to live a long life. You know what I mean? I want to live a healthy life. But as far as getting back, as far as how this relates to her, they're saying every video that she does, she's going and getting these big amounts of food, grease-filled food, and basically that's pretty much where folks are saying that's where their money is going, in her gut. And the thing about it is that she gets very offended and she goes into this big tirade and pretty much wanting to get people, to get out of her business. And I keep saying the same thing. Okay, if you don't want nobody in your business, don't post a video about what's going on in your life and folks won't have anything to talk about. But, coupled with a whole lot of other stuff, I guess, has kind of, again, convinced her that she will actually be a good person to issue counseling on, and that's the reason why she said she was going to build, I guess, an Instagram channel or something like that, where she, has, access to people's business. And see, one thing about it, folks got to be smart. When you're dealing with someone who actually has the characteristics as her, it would be wise to keep your business to yourself and go to someone who is quote unquote licensed if you must pay somebody to tell you about your business and how to straighten out your business. This type of person here is not a reliable person. I am not trying to stop anyone or trying to, as they say, stop her from getting a business going. But folks, you got to understand, it is not hard for things to go wrong in this day and time, especially when you're talking about sensitive issues on a platform. Because the minute that she actually disagrees with you, she's going to bring up every single thing that you guys talk about even if it's in something that is private. She's the type of person that will bring it out to the forefront and will embarrass you as best as she can and cause you pain and humiliation. That, again, I'm not trying to stop her brand. If that's what she's doing, go ahead and do just that. But you have to realize and understand the ramifications of what you're getting yourself into. Money doesn't grow on trees these days. Yeah, we got stimulus going, this, that, and the other. And the thing about it, there's a lot of people out there that want to take advantage of the generosity of people. Because again, people deep down, they have a good nature. People, despite some of the knuckleheads that we have out there, we have people that generally want to do good and help other people. I get that. But the thing about it is that when you see a constant pattern with certain people, and then they all of a sudden want to offer you a service after they've proven that, and after they've shown you what they are really all about, you think I'm going to turn around and give my money to them? Now, if they want to, that's totally up to them. But I feel that it will only be fair and just to remind them of what they're getting themselves into. There's nothing wrong with people wanting to make money off of social media. That's why you have YouTube partnerships and all of this other type of stuff that's going on. And the thing about it, again, is that, if there's an opportunity to be made by using the platform, by all means, go ahead. But it's your motive as far as what's coming into question. Because the thing about it is that if you're going to sit up there and get people's information, and people are going to be dumb enough to actually call in, email in, or whatever the case may be, and tell you all of their personal businesses, then by all means, at some point, I truly believe that it's going to be divulged to the public. Even if they don't even say the person's name that is attached to it, at some point, I do believe that leaks are going to come out. And then the thing about it, again, people are going to get offended, and that's going to lead into a whole bunch of other stuff. See, that's what I'm saying. It's like drama all over the place. When you have drama inside you and unresolved issues inside you, it doesn't matter what you try to do, it's going to fail. That's all that I'm saying. I don't claim to be the smartest person in the world, but I'm also far from a dummy. If you got a bunch of hatred and turmoil inside you, and you call yourself wanting to put your hands on something and wanting to grow, it's not going to grow. And the thing about it is that it may actually have the characteristics of growing, but it's not going to actually get to where they want it to be, because again, it's just too much mess that is actually that's involved in it. You know what I mean? Tainted hands can't make something grow. A tainted heart can't make anything grow. A tainted mind, it cannot make anything grow. All of these things have to work together, and they all have to be pure and good in character and in morality. And those are some things that I feel that is just missing with this particular person. Again, I'm not here to attack anyone. I'm just here only to deliver the things that I see from my standpoint. And again, I'm not asking for anyone to jump on my bandwagon and agree with me. I don't care. All I wanted to do is just have the fair chance to post a video just like everybody else. Because again, everybody can see the same thing. Now, as far as this issue with being a child of God, this, that, the other, I pretty much gave up on that after I posted that video pretty much 3 years ago. Because again, the Bible tells me blessings and cursings can't come out the same mouth. And with her, she's comfortable with actually blessings and curses. Yeah, we all are in need of deliverance. But if you are truly wanting to make a change, we should see less and less of those things coming out of your mouth. I mean, and this woman, she really wants to get in between someone's legs so bad, or she wants somebody to get in between her so bad, because to the point where she's lusting. And I'm not saying anything that is actually out of character, because again, she put it out there in the video. So I'm only speaking on what she has already spoken on. Okay. So spare me about me actually defaming her character and stuff. She does that the minute she opens her mouth and posts the video. That's all I'm saying. But I think that's pretty much all that I actually have for now. Like I said, she is quite a character. She is a very funny person. I will still stand by that. And I will say at times she does deliver pretty, I would say, quote unquote, interesting content. And I put that in quotes. Interesting does not mean that it's good. Interesting does not mean that it's bad. It's just something that I find, quote unquote, interesting. So I guess keep putting it out there, Miss Thing. I mean, if that's what you want to do, and folks are going to still comment and have things to say. And don't get mad when folks give you their take on your situation. Again, if you don't want anything to say, if you don't want anybody to say anything to you, don't post the video. All right, folks, you all take care.